Hi, Bizzy here. Be love, be light, believe. Thank you for joining me here on the Bizzy Show today. I am expanding my horizons and finding new places to go. Summertime, it's the best time to explore. And I've come to a place I've never been my whole entire life. And I've only explored for maybe 20 to 30 minutes so far, and I still have a lot more of exploring to do. Thought I would stop and take a break and share it with you. If you're home and on your couch, or you're stuck at work on a break, or wherever it is that you might be and you can't get into nature, I'm here to help share it with you. I'm gonna take a few deep breaths and get into my meditative state, like I like to do. And then we'll see if spirit or source energy has any messages for the collective today. Breathe in the light. Breathe out the dark. Breathe in the light. Breathe out the dark. One more time. Breathe in the light. Breathe out the dark. I've come to a place where there's water, which is fantastic. The sound of water always soothes me even more than the birds do. The water sounds. Everything is so green here where I've come, and there's lots of moss on the ground, and I don't think I've ever seen this much moss before. It's fascinating. Exploring for me has been one of the most fulfilling things. And when I was a kid, we would go to closer parks to where I lived, or we would go to the beach. We did things. We went places. As an adult, though, I still love to wander. I love it. It's so important to take a break from all the hustle and bustle of the world. Take a day or two, if you can, and get away from the crowdedness, get away from the busyness, get away from the noise of the congestion, and go outside and come into nature and listen to the sounds out here. They can be loud too, but since we're human beings, and pardon me, something got in my eye. It's okay. Spending time in nature, I preach this every time I do a video. It's healing. It rejuvenates. There's something about the trees and the earth and the rocks and the water. At least for me, it might not be for everyone. Everyone has their own thing. I believe, though, in general, we spend so much time trying to escape our busy lives and our 9-to-5s and our full-time schedules and all the activities that we do and the errands that we have to run and all of the stuff. All that stuff. And it isn't until you get away from it do you realize how much is consuming you. How much of that TV that you're watching that you might not even really want to watch. It's just you're in your home and you're content and you're settled and you're set in your ways, or you're I can't think of the word I'm trying to say. Anyway, I feel like a lot of us get so, not necessarily stuck, but we get in a routine and we're content in our routine that we forget to shake it up a little, or go and do something random one day without it scheduled. Those are my favorite things too. I love to, because I live day to day, hour to hour, moment to moment, as much as possible. I always find that the most fulfilling things are the things that I don't plan. Or when I plan maybe to go to a certain place one day or 2 days, and then when I get there, I don't necessarily have a strict itinerary. I like to go with the flow, like the flow of the water. And when you turn off that time schedule and that go, 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 go mode, and you kind of have to force the stopping, or force the inclination to want to be busy, and slow down and be in your moment. Just be. The greenery here is phenomenal. I feel so alive. The more that I do this, the more that I am following my gut instincts and I'm going on my journey, the more that I spend time finding places that I've never been before and walking on the trails in the nature, it pumps me up. I'm more pumped up than caffeine could possibly do. It's phenomenal. And all I needed were my 2 feet and a bottle of water and a couple snacks. Those are important. Every step you take will take you to your next step. Sometimes we get so caught up in trying to plan everything because we fear the future, or we feel like we want to control A and B and then C and then D and you know, whatever your to-do list might be, or whatever your calendar might be. When in fact, the more you declutter your life, the more you declutter your schedule, the more you make time to just go out and wander in the woods, or go to a lake and have a quiet weekend, or go to the ocean and have a quiet weekend, or wherever it is, or go to the mountains. It doesn't really matter, just so long as you're going outside and you're turning off your technology and you're turning off the news and you're getting back to being heart-centered. That brain can go 1,000,000 miles a minute. Your heart, though, It's a brain too. No one ever really wants to tell you that. Your heart's smarter than the brain. Listen to your body. Listen to the sensations you get when you go outside and sit next to a tree, or go to the creek, or go to a river, or go to the ocean. Listen to your body when you eat things. If you eat a banana, how does it make your body feel? Usually pretty good, unless you have some kind of dietary issue with bananas. It's just an example I'm using to compare it with. If you go and get fast food and fried foods, how do you feel after? What's the difference? Compare the two. When I was younger, I used to focus on dieting, and I was super obsessed with counting the calories at one point, or in finding the different diets and trying to figure out, why can't I lose weight? Why can't I feel good? And I was going about it the completely wrong way. I had a scale, and I would measure myself all the time, and I would get super, super duper obsessed about it, and I would exercise and exercise and exercise and sweat and sweat and sweat. I'd even change the diet and try my best to eat as healthy as I could, and I still couldn't lose the weight. I will tell you that in the past few years, especially in the past 6 months, 7 months, that I've adjusted some lifestyle habits. I'm still not perfect. There are some certain things where I've still struggled with completely abstaining from. However, as I've increased the healthier options, and as I focused more on eating things that my body wants, and that after I eat them, it makes me feel good or gives me energy. When I eat those things and more of those things, I've dropped the weight. And cutting back on sodas, of course, helped, especially. Also, probiotics are important. Never knew how important probiotics were until I started to take more vitamins and drink kombucha. It's completely reset my whole inside system, internal digestive tract, and I feel better. I don't crave sweets as often. I especially don't really want the fast food, because every time I think that I want that, I say, oh, it's convenient. Maybe I'll get it just because I don't want to go home and prepare a meal. I feel like crap if I eat that shit. Sorry. Pardon me. It might be really good in the moment, but hours of feeling like bleh is not worth a few minutes, 10, 15 minutes of consuming crap. Now, there are places you can go and get quality prepared foods where you don't have to cook. It's just a matter of finding those places and figuring out what is good for your body, because we all have different ways that our bodies process sugars and fats and proteins. And some people thrive more on the fats and proteins, and some people thrive more on the carbohydrates. And then some people can do both and eat some type of diet. Anyway, my point is that I sort of just like to have healthy options around, and whenever I get the urge and I want to eat something, I'll be like, that apple looks pretty good, or that hummus with those pretzel chips looks pretty good, or those mixed peanuts and cashews and almonds looks pretty good. Those fruit snacks look pretty good. Fruit snacks, man. I've got a son, so a kid. We have fruit snacks. I do. That's something I guess we've tried to cut back on. But I try to make sure I at least get the ones that don't have the high fructose corn syrup in them, and the ones that are as not naturally made. But there's options out there that there are treats that aren't as bad as some of the others. I guess I'm on food because I haven't had dinner yet. So I just worked up all this energy walking on these trails. I will work up more energy getting back to where I need to go, and then I'm gonna figure out something for dinner. Water, lots and lots of water. That's important. We have so many options in our grocery stores and our convenience stores for those things that aren't straight water. And think about, your body has to process all that gook out of the water before it actually hydrates you. Whereas when you drink water straight, it just seeps right into your system. Some of these things are pretty obvious, especially to people who are health conscious, and it just seems to be the message of the day. Go wandering and start to pay attention to your body. Listen to your body. It's also the same thing where sometimes you just need a day of rest, and it's okay to every once in a while take a break. Take a half a day off work and go home and take a nap. If that's what your body needs, go do that. It's okay to turn it to take a break. We aren't Energizer bunnies with this endless battery. We have to rejuvenate. We have to take breaks. So many people are workaholics, and they thrive on go, work, filling up their schedules completely full day after day after day after day. And it's not healthy to do that. Human beings are meant to be sedentary a little each day. It's really important to try to carve out an hour a day to yourself. Now, you can go outside into nature, you can write or journal, you can color or do some type of art project, you can listen or play music, you can meditate, you can go for a walk, you can go ride a bike, you can build a fire in your backyard. There's so many things that you can do to help fuel your natural humanness in an hour of a day. Ask yourself, when's the last time you turned off your to-do list, you freed up space in your day or evening to be? This water in the background is so soothing to me. I can't wait to go. I haven't gone down there yet to go look. I'll probably go take some pictures. I do enjoy nature photos, and I like sharing the nature photos because I want people to realize how much time they're spending stuck in their houses. We've all been stuck inside for way too long. And even before the pandemic, many of us were living lives inside. It isn't natural. It's one thing to be domesticated, yet at the same time, the air quality inside homes or buildings is not always good for you. The air quality outside in the forest or the woods, that's good for you. It's fresh. It's as fresh as they get. It's so, since this place that I'm in, I don't hear many birds, at least not right now at this time of day. But that water, it's flowing. It's flowing good. Go with the flow. Do one step at a time. Focus on that which brings you joy. Make sure you take some time in your day to do something that fuels you, that feeds your battery. Pay attention to the things that you consume in your body, you eat and drink, and how they make you feel. Drink lots and lots of water. Get some sunshine. And as you make these lifestyle habit changes, you will want more. You will want to make more changes as you go along. And you'll get to this point where you're going to look back at yourself, at your past self, and you're just going to be baffled that you used to consume so much junk. And that was why, no matter how much you exercised, no matter how much you focused on your weight, no matter how much you got stuck on losing weight or being healthy, until you balance your energy and you add activities to your life that also fuel you, you will realize that you don't even need as much food as you think that you need. This standard so many calories a day isn't necessarily what every person needs. And some days I will fast sometimes for like half a day because I'm not hungry. I won't force breakfast on my body if I'm not hungry that day. I will actually prefer to go for a walk and meditate, and I'll be fine. And then by the time lunchtime comes around, I eat a regular lunch and I'm fine. Or sometimes I will go and not eat dinner, where I'll eat my breakfast and I'll eat lunch and I'll do whatever it is I need to do. And in the evening time especially, because it's not good to eat right before you go to sleep. Although I do cheat on that too. I'm not perfect. I'm just out here saying the stuff that's coming to my mind. Everyone's going to be different. Everyone's going to need different things and different lifestyle changes. It's up to each of us as individuals to make those choices and make those changes. And you'd be surprised at how much it might start rubbing off on other people around you. They're gonna see the changes in you, and they're gonna be like, how'd you lose that weight? How'd you get into shape? Why do you look so young? Meditation, nature, and focusing on joys, focusing on listening to your body when you eat and consume things. Anyone can make these changes. All you got to do is set your mind to it. That's all you got to do. Visualize what you would feel like at your ideal weight or your ideal healthy state. That's all you have to do. Visualize what it will feel like to be the best that you can be for you. When you do that, opportunities and other things will present themselves to you. It's all about mindset. What do you want? When you focus on what it is that you want, instead of focusing on, why can't I lose this weight? Or why can't I get into shape? Or the negative aspect of whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. If you focus on that, you're never going to accomplish your goals. But when you focus on what it is that you want, and you stay the course, and you do the steps, and you make those changes in your life, the easier it will be, because since they're lifestyle, habit changing things, you get to the point where you don't even have to think about it anymore. You don't have to think about keeping track of calories. You don't have to think about keeping track of workouts. You just sort of go with the flow, and you naturally, you're living and you're lighter and you're freer. That's what everyone wants, right? To feel free, to feel healthy. You can do whatever it is that you set your mind to. All you got to do is visualize on the feeling of what it would feel like as if you've already accomplished your goal. I will repeat that. You can do whatever it is you set your mind to. All you have to do is focus on the feeling of what it will feel like as if you've already accomplished your goal. No matter what it is. We're all more capable than we've been led to believe. We can unprogram our programming and then reprogram it the way that we want to be with our free will. You got this. You can do whatever it is that you want. You will figure it out. I believe in you. And on that note, thank you for joining me here on the Bizzy Show today. Be love, be light, believe.